Jesus, for a little while, stay with me, your little child, in my heart. See how close we now can be. We can visit secretly in my heart, in my heart. I can tell you special things, all my news I'll share. For you are my greatest friend, and I know you care. How I've waited for this day, meeting in this special way in my heart. Jesus, never go away. I want you to always stay in my heart, in my heart.
Thank you for tuning in to Spirit of Harmony. I'm your host, John Morden, and today we are talking with Ai Lin Loh. She's going to be discussing a song that has a particularly personal meaning to her. Ai Lin, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
I want to give you an opportunity to start out to tell the audience a little bit about yourself, as well as the role that music has played over the course of your life.
I work for Pardoned by Christ. I'm an administrative assistant for them. They're a transitional house for men that get out of prison. And I also am a professional artist. I do religious art, and I also take commissions, and I have a prayer card ministry where I do religious paintings and I make prayer cards out of them. Music has played a very important part of my life. Ever since I was a kid, I've always been in the choir. I think that's basically where music has always played a very important part in my life. That's kind of where the song In My Heart has, the music director, Sheila Stovall, was my music director in Hamlet, North Carolina, where I grew up. That was a small church where I grew up, and she played a very big part in my life, of where she taught me how to sing and things like that, because I was there ever since I was 5, and she was basically one of the people that helped teach me to sing.
It's amazing how the lessons that we learn from some of our earliest heroes are the things that we carry with us as we go through life. So that's really wonderful to hear.
Mm-hmm.
So getting into today's song, it is, in my opinion, a nice follow-up to Andrew Kovler's selection, Favorite Disease by Thousand Foot Krutch, whereas that song touched on the fickleness of faith and the ways by which faith can be diverted by the secular world. This song is a firm, wholehearted assertion of one's faith. The artist is Sheila Stovall, and the song is In My Heart. The two verses that open In My Heart find Sheila asking Jesus Christ for his companionship, opening her heart as a place in which they can be in communion with one another. Jesus, for a little while, stay with me, your little child, in my heart. See how close we now can be. We can visit secretly, in my heart, in my heart. The bridge that follows praises Jesus for his love, as Sheila expresses how she will open herself up to him if he comes into her heart. I can tell you special things, all my news I'll share, for you are my greatest friend, and I know you care. This communion that Jesus is something that Sheila has yearned for and prays will remain eternal, a sentiment that she proclaims as the song comes to a close. How I've waited for this day, meeting in this special way, in my heart. Jesus, never go away. I want you to always stay, in my heart, in my heart. Now, I had never heard this song prior to Ai Lin introducing it to me and sending me the music sheet so I could break it down for this discussion, but I find it to be a very vulnerable piece with a universal message about wanting our hearts to be known, but also understood and cherished. I think the way that notion is conveyed here makes for a truly profound composition. Those were my first impressions upon digging into In My Heart. Ai Lin, I know you have a unique experience becoming acquainted with the song, and I'd love for you to share that with us.
So when I was 7 or 8, Sheila asked me to be the solo singer for our church for In My Heart. And so I had to memorize the song. And it wasn't until I saw the sheet music that I saw that she wrote it. ever since that day, it really solidified my relationship with Jesus, because it just made me realize how much Jesus was actually my friend and not really like a stern person or anything like that, because it just really like helped me have a better relationship with Jesus, because I would always think of the song throughout my life, like if I ever was down or anything like that, and I would sometimes think about this song and it would help me through some difficult moments in my life.
Yeah, digging into this song myself, I totally could see how, melodically and lyrically, it was something that even a young child could latch on to very easily, and carry it with them going through life. It's something that I could see people referring back to, when they need something to comfort them. I can see how when someone is in a moment of distress at any age in life, they can just refer to some of these lyrics and turn them into a prayer. Jesus, for a little while, stay with me, your little child in my heart. See how close we now can be. We can visit secretly in my heart. The song feels very much like a prayer.
It's very interesting because right before I decided to do the podcast, I had just gotten in touch with her daughter, Bonnie, her youngest child, and that's how I got the song sheet, because I really just gotten back in touch with her like this past year on Facebook, and I think it was just very apt that I just got in touch with her youngest daughter and was able to get the song sheet from her. And she said that she got her daughter to sing the song recently at some event too.
Oh,
so,
passing it down to generations. It's pivotal that be done with good music.
Yeah.
With that component of the song in mind, are there any compositional or production or performance aspects of the song that jump out to you the most?
Just the simplicity of the melody. It always like sticks with me. Like whenever I remember it, it's just a very simple song that is just very, just lyrically is just very easy to remember. Just parts of the song just really sticks with me.
I know for me, the use of major and minor chords is the component of the song that jumps out the most to me, especially in the bridge when Sheila's detailing the things that she would open up to Jesus about. The verses use major chords for the majority of the time as she calls to Jesus for his company and details the potential that lies in their relationship. On the other hand, when we get to the bridge, Sheila goes into more detail about what that relationship looks like to her, telling him all of her news and special things. I noticed that's largely composed of minor chords. She wants him to know the good and the bad in her heart. She puts her trust in him to help her work through all of it. Continuing on, Ai Lin, how has your relationship with the song and with Sheila herself and music as a whole evolved?
I think I've talked about how my relationship with the song has evolved throughout my life, just because like it's just helped me with my relationship with Jesus, and that's helped me grow closer to Jesus throughout my life. But with Sheila, it's just having her be like one of the major role models in my life for teaching me how to do music, because when I was a child, like she those xylophones, like we would have like one of them, which would tell us like, oh, just press key, hit this note when your note comes. And so she basically taught me how to read music. She was an alto too, because I'm an alto, and so I'd be able to follow her whenever she taught me a lot of like alto parts for a lot of Christmas music and things like that. And then I just always remember like whenever she would play the guitar, like I could just see her like tapping her foot along to the beat, like every time like she would play the guitar. And just like as a person, she was just a wonderful person, because she worked for the nursing home. And when I was in 11th or 12th grade, we had to do volunteer projects. And so she got me and my sisters assigned to some people in the nursing home for us to visit. So she definitely lived out her Christian life, along with being the choir director and things like that. So I was very sad when she died in 2013, but I was able to attend, I think it was 2013, but 2012 or 2012, that I was able to attend her funeral. So.
Yeah, from what I've read, from reading her obituary that you sent me, I mean, she sounds like she was not only just a wonderful person, but very gifted as well. And the fact that she taught you how to read music is another testament to that. That was another really cool thing to just find out. I wish that I had learned to read music when I was a little bit younger. I didn't do it until I was in high school.
Yeah, it wasn't like, I guess like intuitively read music. I couldn't actually like read music, but it was just like, you know, you can do it kind of intuitively, right? So,
Yeah.
like when you're singing, so.
So just to finish up, Ai Lin, what would you say is the key takeaway thematically or sonically that listeners should get from this track?
I think basically treat Jesus as your friend. Don't take your prayer life too seriously. Just talk to Jesus and God and just treat him as your friend and just tell him like your everyday things. That's basically what I have, like thematically, I would say. And just, you know, just talk to him from your heart.
Yeah, the major takeaway that I got from In My Heart is that Sheila conveys a willingness to open herself up to Jesus and be transformed in a way that can only be done through him. This song demonstrates how all of us have the capacity to cultivate this kind of relationship with him, one that is uniquely beautiful.
I feel like this song has helped me definitely like cultivate my relationship with Jesus. Just recently, I just discovered that God wants me to be his secular spouse, which would mean that basically I'd be a consecrated single lay person, and I would devote myself to God, and but I just wouldn't join any religious orders or anything like that. It would just be basically me and Jesus, and I wouldn't need to like join any orders or anything like that, but I would have like a vow of chastity and things like that.
That's really wonderful to hear. And opening your heart up to Jesus, he really has become your greatest friend, and he's allowed you to recognize your vocation and how precisely you're called to serve him going about in this world. Well, Ai Lin, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to be a part of this podcast and open your heart up to us.
Thank you.
If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel and stay up to date on the latest content that's arriving on there. Until then, I'll see you in the next episode.